cold wind cut across the parking lot like a warning, but only one man noticed it. It was the kind of moment that changes everything, hidden inside a heartbeat. The robber moved fast, the gun glinting under a flickering streetlight, aimed at a woman in a dark navy suit clutching her briefcase, and before fear even reached her breath, a stranger leaped into the danger. He didn't think about his life, his daughter waiting at home, or the empty pockets that defined him. He saw a person in danger, and that was enough. If you believe the world still needs second chances, kindness, and unexpected miracles, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps powerful stories reach more hearts just like yours. Her name was Alexandra Hart, CEO of one of the fastest-growing renewable energy companies in the United States. She wasn't supposed to be alone that night. A meeting ran late, security stepped away for a few minutes, and fate walked in wearing a mask and holding a gun. The man who jumped between her and danger was named Marcus Turner, a single father working 2 jobs just to keep his daughter fed, housed, and healthy. His life looked invisible to the world, labor shifts, secondhand sweaters, quiet exhaustion. But the moment he slammed into the robber, tackling into the pavement, he became a hero in a story he never expected to be part of. Alexandra watched the scene unfold in shock. The struggle, the noise, the scuffle on the concrete. Marcus wrestled with a strength he didn't know he still had, fueled not by muscle but by desperation born from love. Love for a little girl sleeping on a thin mattress in a 1-bedroom apartment across town. The robber ran after losing control of the gun, disappearing into the shadows, leaving Marcus breathless and bleeding from a cut across his forehead. Alexandra didn't hesitate. She pressed her scarf against the wound, her hands trembling from adrenaline and disbelief. He saved her, like something out of a movie, but his eyes weren't proud. They were tired, gentle, embarrassed even, like he wasn't used to anyone looking at him with gratitude. Hours earlier, Marcus had stood at a grocery checkout with a handful of items, a bag of potatoes, milk, and cereal, counting dollars in his palm while pretending not to notice the concerned eyes of the cashier. He was a quiet man who rarely spoke about his struggles. His daughter Sophie, 6 years old, had asthma that acted up when dust gathered in their old apartment. He spent his nights sitting by her bed, listening to her breathing, praying she'd make it through the night comfortably. He wasn't religious in the traditional sense, but he believed kindness was a kind of prayer, one he tried to practice daily even when his world felt like it was collapsing. Alexandra lived the opposite life. Her days were polished by boardrooms, private drivers, and controlled success, but none of it came easily. She built her empire from student loans and sleepless years, fighting judgment, setbacks, and corporate politics. She believed in responsibility, in control, and never depending on anyone. Yet when the stranger saved her, something inside her shifted, like the universe pulled away all the armor she'd spent years building. Marcus refused the ambulance, saying he needed to get home, saying it was nothing. Alexandra insisted at least on driving him. The moment they stepped into her car, she noticed the frayed jacket, the calloused hands, the tired eyes of a man who worked too hard for too little. On the drive, she asked a question that changed everything, not with dramatic weight, but with genuine curiosity. And in his answer, she discovered the most unexpected truth. Marcus had once been one of the most promising engineering students in the state. Life didn't fail him because he lacked talent. It crushed him after his wife passed away, leaving him with a newborn and hospital bills larger than the future he dreamed of. He dropped out to survive. The world didn't wait for grief to finish. Alexandra felt something deep in her, something almost painful. She realized the man who saved her wasn't just a hero of the moment. He was the kind of person society walks past every day, never seeing brilliance behind exhaustion. Years ago, in a different chapter of her life, she had been a scholarship student depending on people who believed in her. Now she was the person who could believe in someone else. Days passed, but the moment stayed with her like a whisper. She couldn't ignore the sense that she'd been saved by someone the world owed much more than a thank you, so she asked her team to find him. When Marcus received the call, he thought it was a mistake, a prank, or a misunderstanding. She invited him to her office, a towering glass building overlooking the city. He arrived wearing his only good shirt, the collar slightly faded, his heart beating fast because he felt that this wasn't his place. Alexandra greeted him with respect, not pity. And then she did something that made him look at her like she was speaking another language. She offered him a job. Not a charity position, not a symbolic gesture, a real opportunity, entry-level engineering support, with training, benefits, and room to grow. She saw potential in him he thought was gone forever. Marcus tried to refuse, saying he wasn't ready, saying his life didn't fit into spaces like this. But Alexandra simply reminded him of the moment in the parking lot. He didn't calculate or doubt himself then. He acted with courage because someone needed him. Now he needed to act for his daughter. Marcus stepped into that role the following week, scared and hopeful. He worked days and studied nights, absorbed everything like a man starving for a second chance. His hands that once lifted heavy boxes now held technical plans and engineering models. His mind that once counted spare coins now calculated complex solutions. His co-workers admired his silent determination. He never bragged about what he survived. He just kept moving forward. Within months, things changed at home. Sophie's medication was now covered. She had healthier food, warm clothes, and drawings taped all over their wall. Marcus finally replaced the old mattress, and for the first time in years, he slept without fear of tomorrow. And yet, the biggest change wasn't money, it was dignity. Marcus stood taller. He believed in himself again. One evening, Alexandra visited the engineering floor and found Marcus alone at his desk, reviewing a design. She realized something profound. He didn't just save her life that night. By trusting in him, she saved his. Their worlds collided at a moment of danger. But the real miracle was everything that came after. Two strangers helping each other heal their invisible wounds. Life wasn't suddenly perfect. Marcus still carried grief and struggle, but now he carried it with hope. Alexandra didn't offer him charity, she offered him opportunity, respect, and faith. And in return, she gained something priceless, a reminder that success means nothing if it doesn't lift someone else. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread stories of resilience and kindness. Before we end, comment below. Do you believe a single act of courage can change two lives? In the end, the world kept moving. Cars driving, lights flickering, city noise humming. But somewhere in a quiet apartment in the United States, a father tucked his daughter into bed with a smile, knowing tomorrow didn't scare him anymore. And somewhere in a glass office overlooking the skyline, a CEO looked out at the city and remembered the night a stranger saved her, not just from danger, but from forgetting what real success looks like. Two lives changed in a moment. One leap into danger created a bridge between worlds that never should have crossed, but were always meant to. And as the night settled, both Marcus and Alexandra carried the same truth in their hearts. Sometimes the miracle you're praying for is standing right in front of you, wearing worn-out shoes and carrying a love strong enough to rewrite fate.